I'm quitting from my med school. If you have been following this channel for a while, and if you have ever watched my med school vlogs, you might think that, oh, I knew that because this girl was so unmotivated to go to med school and she was doing all of the things outside of med school, like traveling, eating a lot of food, and she wasn't really talking about the lectures. And you might think, oh, here we go. The reality is I'm not quitting medicine, I'm quitting my med school. So there's a difference between them. I'm not an Ali Abdal too, okay? I respect Ali, but I don't think that it's something that I would do. I wouldn't drop off my med school or anything. But in order to explain why I'm quitting my med school and what I'm gonna do with my life, we need to firstly talk about why I took a break from med school in the first place. You might know this, but last year, so when I started my channel, I was taking a break from med school, and I never explained why I was taking a break from med school. So there were two main reasons. The first one is that I always wanted to study abroad, so during the time that I was taking a break from med school, I was preparing myself for medical school admission test of Italy. And if you watch these vlogs, you probably see me studying biology, chemistry, and physics and maths and like different various topics of the exam. But because of COVID and also because of some personal reasons, I couldn't go to Italy and take the exam. So because I didn't take the exam, of course I didn't enroll into the med school that I wanted to. I also applied for German med schools. My NC, so numerus clausus, was 1.2, and in order to get into medical schools you need to have 1.0 to 1.1. Sometimes people get in with 1.2, but I couldn't get in. So my plan was to, prepare myself during that time to study abroad, but it didn't happen. So I started my Turkish uni and I was going there. And the second reason why I was taking a break was because of COVID. Because of the COVID, the education was online, and I actually tried for a month to attend the lectures online, but it was so bad. Firstly, because of the time difference, I was in Japan and the lectures were held in Turkey, the recording was really bad, the sound quality was really bad, the connection was really bad, and professors weren't prepared at all. So I thought, I cannot do this for a full year. I don't want to have my education in this situation and in this quality. So I took a break. And last year in my Turkish uni, my uni gave everybody the permission to take a break from med school. So if you have any problems or if you don't like the education online, you could take a break. So I did that. I also had some family issues that have been going around health, so I needed to stay in Japan. So that was also another major reason why I was so often in Japan in the last year. Health is really important, and I had some family health problems. Because of my some family health problems, I was in Japan for a very long period of time. But I'm not going to talk about that, because when I would talk something about my family, I think I'm not respecting their privacy, so I cannot really talk about that much. And I wouldn't be really comfortable talking about someone else's privacy. So we're gonna skip that part. So yeah, basically last year I was preparing myself for an exam, but I couldn't take that exam. So that was a little bit of tragedy for me, because you prepare yourself mentally, all of your vision and stuff for that, but then you can't do that. You know what I mean? It was really tough for me. Then you might think, why are you quitting med school in the middle of the year? If you watch my previous vlog, my Italy vlog, you know that I went for an exam. So I didn't know that there was an exam at this time of the year. So I learned it a couple of weeks ago, and I decided to take the exam. And I took the exam and I got in. It's a private uni, so it's much easier to get into public uni. But I scored second highest out of 250-ish people, which is pretty impressive. I mean, I was pretty impressed. The test itself was pretty easy, not gonna lie. It was about biology, chemistry, physics, a little bit of general culture, and I think logical reasoning also. In Italian med schools, it's really easy to get in, but really hard to graduate. I have a lot of friends who are studying in Italy, so all what they're saying is that. So basically I took the exam and I got in. I don't know when I'm gonna start, but I'm gonna start from the middle of the year. I think I'm gonna start med school in Rome either this month or next month. I have no information available at this moment, so I'm waiting for uni's response. But I'll continue studying medicine in Italy, in Rome. I don't know if I was able to transfer from my Turkish uni to Italian unis, but I took the exam but I'm literally starting from scratch. I mean, I'm gonna jump in the middle of the year, but that something happens in Italy, and that's nice. So the reason why I want to study abroad, let's talk about this. The reason why I want to study abroad, which abroad means not Turkey, not Japan in my case, is that when I did my exchange year in Germany when I was in high school, I really loved the environment. I really loved the diversity of culture, the ways of thinking, the language and everything. And it really, really, really helped me growing as a person. It really changed my mind, how I think, how I do things. And that was probably one of the best years I have ever had in my life. On this channel too, I really want to globalize, and I like diversity, I like different ways of thinking, I like to learn, and I like to get out of my comfort zone. And I always wanted to live in a country that is neither Turkey, neither Japan. I think it's a really, really great opportunity to expand my vision and, explore new things. You might think, you were born in Japan, but you grew up in Turkey, so you could study in Japan too. The truth is, yes. Since I studied every single thing in Turkey, I could get into Japan, medical schools, much easier than a normal Japanese citizen, because I wouldn't need to take the national exam, so I only need to take SAT and a couple of tests. But the thing with Japanese education system is that, firstly, it's expensive, but it's actually another big problem. The second one is Japanese medical system is really different from what I would want from medical system. What do I mean by that? So, Japanese medical system is really different from the rest of the world. And the university is not diverse, so its majority of the people are from Japan, and probably 99% of or something in medical schools. It's really hard for foreigners to get into Japanese medical school. And also after graduating from Japanese medical school, it is possible, of course, to work in abroad, but it's really hard, as I heard from my relatives and stuff. And since I wanted to experience diversity, different cultures and different languages, Japan wouldn't be my choice. Because, I know Japan, I know the language, I know the people, I know the culture really well, so why would I go there if I want diversity? So that's the reason. I mean, I like Japan, no offense, but my expectation from a med school and their med school system is really different from each other. I don't think like a typical Japanese person, even though a lot of Turkish people think that I'm a typical Japanese. I'm not at all. Japanese people are pretty conservative in their own way, and Turkish people are really conservative in their own way, but I'm not conservative at all. I'm pretty liberal. So, let's talk about the rich parents factor. Because I'm gonna study in a private uni, a lot of people think that, oh, it's because you have rich parents. It's nice to have a rich parents because it's easier to get private unis, and oh, if I had rich parents, I would go there too. Girl, I'm gonna pay all of the tuition fee by my own, also the rent, also the living costs by my own. My family might help with the rent. I'm currently able to afford all of them by myself with this channel, with the amount of the money that I make by my own. I'm literally gonna pay my own tuition fee. It's not about rich parents. When I went to Italy last time for an exam, I paid for my flight tickets, I paid for my hotels, I paid every single thing that I got. I even got presents for my family. I paid all of them. My mom gave me a pocket money, which I ate dinner for that, but except that, thank you mom. Thank you, my okasa. Except that, I paid all of them by my own. Yes, my grandparents really helped me about my education and they really support us financially, that's true. But I'm gonna pay all of the education fee by my own. Girl, I'm independent. So yeah, but the thing is, it's gonna be challenging, not gonna lie, because currently in Turkey, the currency is Turkish lira, so it's obviously easier for me to live in Turkey. But if I would move to Italy, the currency is gonna be euros, so everything is gonna be expensive. Actually, half of the things are not that expensive because import taxes and stuff are pretty expensive in Turkey, and I buy a lot of imported things. Anyways, it's gonna challenge me, but I always set myself challenges, and why I do it to myself. I don't know. I'm gonna support myself financially, and in order to do that, I really have to work hard on this channel, harder than I worked before. But it's fun though. I like this channel. So the next thing, my future plans. I don't know about continuing to private uni. I might transfer to a public uni in my second or in my third year in Italy. I might do that. And I'm thinking about doing an Erasmus Plus with Germany, preferably in Berlin, so that I can, visit my host parents, and I have a lot of friends in Berlin, so it would be nice. It would be nice. But it doesn't matter, to be honest. The reason why I want to do an Erasmus in Germany is that, firstly, the language. I mean, I learned German every single day while crying, so I really want to use that language. And I feel like it's gonna be a pretty interesting experience in my side. Another future plans is that, where are you gonna live? I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna live in the future. I might live in Europe, very high possibility. If I would graduate from Italian uni, which is my current plan, it would be easier for me to work in Europe. But I don't know, I might crave Asia, and I might move to Asia somewhere like Singapore and stuff. I might do that. I expect everything at this moment from myself, so I might do that, but I'm not really sure. But my current plan is to stay in Italy, do an Erasmus with Germany. I might work in Germany, I might work in Italy, I might work in Singapore. I might even move in the US, who knows? So I actually got a question from Instagram before asking, is it a betrayal for the country? I couldn't understand the question. Why would it be a betrayal for the country? I don't really like really strong nationalism, to be honest, because, I mean, if you like it, no offense, but for me personally, I never associated with myself with an ethnicity or with a country, to be honest. A lot of people think that I'm really tied to Japanese and like fully Japanese and stuff, but girl, no. When I go to Japan, people realize the way that I think is really different from what they think and what they believe. And also from my face. You can actually tell that I'm not Japanese. Like, from Japanese people, I'm not looking fully Japanese, and from Turkish people, I'm like Japanese as hell. So, firstly, you can tell from my outer looking, and secondly, when we talk, you can clearly see that the way that I think is really different from Japanese people. Yes, there are some parts that are really Japanese, the way of my thinking, but when you think about generally, the way that I think is totally different from Japan, and also totally different from Turkey. I never felt like, in a country that I'm at home, or like, I never said, oh, it's so comfortable here or something, because my opinions were always different from the people that I was surrounded. I'm not thinking about my mixed friends, because with my mixed friends we can really understand each other's struggles and stuff, but no. Just because I was born in Japan and I grew up in Turkey, I don't owe anything. I don't owe anything to neither of these countries. So just because I'm gonna study abroad, why would it be a betrayal to that country? Whether you like it or not, you're gonna represent your country in your own way. And if you would give good impressions to people might like that country. I actually heard that quite a lot. After getting know with me, people change their opinions about both countries because they realize that I'm really different from their expectations. So no, I don't think that's a betrayal for the country. Do whatever makes you happy. You don't owe anything to anybody. My future plans about YouTube. So when it comes to YouTube, I'm thinking about do it more consistently, because when I was in Turkey, so currently when I was studying in my med school, I knew that I'm gonna study abroad. So I wasn't really motivated to study in my Turkish med school, because why would I try so hard to score high and pass all of the classes, even though I know that I'm gonna leave this school? So I wasn't really motivated, and there was no reason for me to study that hard. Yes, I was scoring enough so that I can pass all of the classes, but I wasn't aiming for the best. I wasn't giving my best. I was kind of in like a transition phase that I didn't know what to do. Now, since I'm gonna move to Italy, I'm gonna start my new life. I'm gonna set everything from the scratch, which is good. And I'm thinking about filming these experiences, living in abroad alone by your own at the age of 20s. I think something really cool. I'm gonna support myself financially. What a move. I'm proud of myself. You should be proud of yourself too. I'm thinking about doing these videos more consistently, preferably 2 to 3 times a week, because I'm gonna hire an editor and we're gonna do more like professional stuff. And I have a lot of plans about YouTube. If I wouldn't have YouTube, I cannot pay my tuition fees. So I need that. You know, I always saw YouTube as a business opportunity. When I say I'm going to pay my tuition fee by my own, people cannot believe it. And the fact that they cannot believe it makes me wonder, because it means that they still couldn't recognize that YouTube is such a big business platform when it comes to YouTube in terms of business, and you can expand your audience. And when you're going to start some sort of a business, it's always easier for you when you have an audience that loves and that craves what you create. When you produce some sort of product, there are people that are gonna buy them. Anyways, we're gonna talk about this in other video, but you know, YouTube is a huge business platform, and I always considered this channel as a business platform. Therefore, I'm making money out of it, and from that money, I'm, you know, doing my own thing. Long story short, 2 to 3 times a week, tossing. Let's talk about learning Italian. Since I'm moving to Italy, my med school is in English. You know, the course itself is completely held in English. But when it comes to clinical years, of course, the patients don't know probably English. So I need to learn Italian in 3 years. Since I've been giving a lot of tips about learning languages, I think it's gonna be really, really fun if I would learn a language from scratch, because in Italian, when it comes to Italian, I only know a couple of words. Ciao, grazie, buongiorno, mamma mia. That's it. These are the 4 words that I know. So that is my all Italian knowledge. I think it's gonna be really, really, really fun learning Italian from scratch, and you know, seeing that improvement from time to time. New contents are coming. How am I feeling? Not gonna lie, I'm feeling kind of scared, at the same time really excited. You know, because I know the feeling from the exchange that I did in high school. But the difference between of them is I am not going there temporarily. I'm literally moving to a different country and starting my new life. It's really scary, to be honest, because I'm not gonna have any of my family members, anybody else who can help me during that time. I don't know the language. And since I'm also going to move all of my, you know, bank accounts and stuff to Italy, because I'm gonna be a resident in Italy, I have to learn about taxes and laws and everything, accounting and stuff in Italy too. It's gonna be really tough. I don't think that it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be really, really tough. I know, like, from my mom, she literally moved from Japan to Turkey after marrying my dad. So I know the difficulties and I know the things that I'm gonna face probably. So I'm scared, not gonna lie. But at the same time, I'm really excited because I know that it's gonna grow me as a person so much. And I think I'm gonna gain a lot of new perspectives. That's how I want to shape my life, and I'm gonna shape my life in that way. Let's talk about how my family is feeling. So, you know, from my high school, I think from like at the age of 15 or something, I was always telling my parents that I want to live in abroad, study in abroad, go to different countries, and, you know, not stay in Turkey nor Japan. That was my goal from my high school. So they already knew the plan. And I never changed the plan because it was always the same. I always like changed the countries and stuff, but I never changed the big picture. So my mother always supported that because she knows that I like to, you know, communicate with different people, learn new languages, explore new cultures, and doing the things that are outside of my comfort zone. That is something that I always enjoyed as a kid. Because in that way you can learn more things. More you challenge your comfort zone, more it becomes bigger and bigger. And I feel like there is no right nor wrong in this world. There are the social values that you have, that you build from your childhood. And I like to challenge them. So my mom always supported me in that. And it wouldn't be a problem for her because, you know, we have Japanese pass. So whenever she wants to visit me, she doesn't need any visa, so she can visit me, as well as my brother. You know, he's working currently 6 times a week, so it might challenge his schedule, but if he really, really wants, he can do that. But when it comes to my dad is devastated. My dad is currently in depression because he never thought that I could get in. Like, why? Because, you know, in my mind, no matter it's gonna take 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, I don't know, maybe 10 years, I will follow my dreams and I will go to abroad and I will study there. That was my plan. I was always telling him, but he couldn't believe that. So he was like really pretty chill. And since he has Turkish passport, visiting me is not easy that much because he needs visas in order to enter Italy and in order to visit me. So he's currently in a depression because he's gonna miss me quite a lot. I'm a dad's girl, so I understand him, but at the same time, I'm gonna follow my dreams, sorry. But yeah, you know, I can visit my family whenever I want to because luckily I earn my own money, so I can easily buy a flight ticket. And secondly, I have a Japanese pass, so I can visit my family whenever I want to. So that's a good thing. And now, lastly, let's talk about how it's gonna change this channel. Obviously, this channel is gonna change. I knew that I'm not gonna stay here, but I needed to make sure that I study, but at the same time manage YouTube and stuff. There was a lot of stress going around me. But since now I'm gonna build my life from the scratch in a country that I never lived before and I don't have anybody that I know, it's gonna be tough. But I'm thinking about filming every single experience that I'm gonna have in Italy. Like, you know, in a language-wise and cultural-wise and med school-wise, and I think it's gonna be really, really, really fun. I of course need to hustle a bit. That's the reality. If you want to do med school and YouTube at the same time and maintain a healthy lifestyle and social life, I'm sorry, but you need to hustle a bit. Hustle more than anybody else that is around you. I need to do that. You might say, oh, take a break from YouTube. Girl, YouTube is a huge business platform. I would never ever take a break from YouTube. And also, I wouldn't be able to pay my tuition fees without YouTube, so excuse me. Even though a lot of people think that I'm a workaholic or, you know, work robot or something, I like going to parties, enjoying with my friends, going to a nice dinners and stuff, as much as I love working. I like working, not gonna lie, you know. I make my own money, it gives me financial freedom, and it's an awesome thing. But at the same time, I like partying, I like going out with my friends, I like to eat outside, I like to explore new countries and stuff. My motto when it comes to life is work hard, play hard. I'm gonna achieve all of these aspects in my life. If you have watched, I decided to change my life video, you probably know that I was pretty stuck in my life, but I finally feel the energy to get out of this, so stay tuned. I'm gonna transform this channel into something much better than this. And I feel like I'm being more and more comfortable with this channel. I don't think that I showed really my personality on this channel because my family watches these videos. But yeah, stay tuned for new videos and thank you for listening my life update. I don't know who cares about this, but I'm making this video anyways. Let me give you some kisses.